My angels, it is story time here. How you doing? It's actually a little bit sunny outside today, so I am all smiles. It's winter, so it's a crapshoot, isn't it? You don't know what you're gonna wake up with from day to day, especially in England. It could be gray and cold, and you just have to fight through it. Actually, you really should get out in it. No matter what weather it is, you should get out in it psychologically. They say it's the best thing for you. It actually fights depression and seasonal depression and all that. So make yourself get out in it for at least 10 minutes if you can. Right. So I know I'm not posting at my usual time today, and there are reasons for that. Of course, you guys know me. I'm a stickler about the daily rhythm and my rituals. So I usually post at 8 a.m. I don't know when this is coming out today, but it is for good reasons, because today I want to talk to you guys about the way of the eagle. All right. And it has to do with why I'm posting late. And the way I want to frame this to you, first of all, you wouldn't be watching or following my channel if you didn't have a deep desire to do your work, to take responsibility in your life, to be challenged, if you weren't seeking truth and intimacy and connection, and to bring these beautiful parts of yourself, your spiritual part and your practical earthly part, if you didn't want to bring those together, because that's all I talk about. All those things, right? You'd be so annoyed if not. So you're a leader. And it doesn't matter if you're leading a company or if you're leading a family. You are in yourself, in your human experience, trying to lead your life well. So well done. Can I just be the first person today to tell you you're amazing? You're amazing. It's not a small thing. If only the world were full of people who would prefer to take personal responsibility, right? Who were courageous enough to take accountability, right? We would be a healed whole world, wouldn't we? Well, it's a process. So we have these beautiful creatures called eagles that we can reflect upon from time to time. You know, I love my stallion too, but the eagle has been very dear to me for some time. And usually the spirit will start to talk to me about the eagle when I'm in seasons where I have got to remember who I am. These are little testing points, critical mass moments. And so I'm gonna read to you the most glorious qualities of the eagle. Okay. Number 1, they have high altitude vision. Okay. Eagles do not interpret and react to life based on what is staring them in the face, what everything looks like right here. Okay. Eagles are not chickens. They don't scrap around, right? They lift up, they go to high altitude places, which feels very natural to them. They have to pull up and back and zoom out of life, get on their own, right? And then they look and they see. And what an eagle does is it is able, from taking a better perspective, a higher perspective, it's able to look again and see what really matters, see what's really going on. Okay, so there's a deep connection with perception and reality. If this resounds with you, then what you are doing is, it's a real grace, and it's actually a gift, I think, of leadership, because perception dictates reality. Perception dictates manifestation. Perception dictates everything about what happens in your life, how you see things. If you see something and let's say you get a bout of imposter syndrome, right? Everybody does, right? So an ego will pull back. This is the difference between leadership and non-leadership responses. A leader will pull back and go, hang on. Number 1, self-awareness. I recognize that I'm feeling imposter syndrome. Number 2, from this higher perspective, i.e., you're going into prayer, you're going into meditation, you're stopping in the middle of you could be at a traffic light, and at any moment you can be an eagle, but you are pulling back in your perception and saying, what is reality? Okay, where is that coming from? Is it true? Is it not true? And that quality allows you to see patterns, and it allows you to see what matters and to reset your intention and direction. So the leader will pull back and go, oh, I was having imposter syndrome. But because I have a new perception, I'm aware that that's ridiculous. Everybody has it, right? And then a leader will have to strengthen themselves because nobody else is going to do it. So you know how to speak to yourself based on the reality that you are reprioritizing. Okay. So that's why a leader will then go back and just do the thing because they're going to get over themselves. Right. And that's why whatever they want ends up coming to them. Okay. Number 2. An eagle is a master of the wind. And my God, do I want to talk to you about this one today. Was yesterday Tuesday? What happened? Let's see. Because I would have posted last night. Monday, a storm came into my house. And it came because everybody is given free will and a choice. And you know how we talk about, like, some people will say, oh, you know, Satan's after me, or that was a demonic attack, or that was an attack, or that was, yeah, we do have opposition. But any unseen realm opposition must have an access point, right? So it must have a human being to use to access and replicate whatever chaos or crap is going to happen. And by the way, we all do that, and we can all be access points. Okay. But in this particular case, somebody else in my life who chooses through partnering with, I would say, self above others, to become an access point for the enemy to release, and I'm saying it specifically this way. You'll never hear me on this channel blaming the devil, but I could feel an opposition come against me that was an external force. My discernment, my intuition, I could feel it like an energy coming and trying to get me to take the bait. And let me tell you, I resisted and I did so good. And then I, in a moment of really sheer exhaustion from all the other stuff I was doing, I sat down to have a rest, and one email came, and let me just tell you, it was like game over for me. I just took the bait and I went into it in my emotions, right? What does that look like? I got afraid. I got angry. I got, you know, very nippy, very carnal. Okay. That's not eagle stuff. That's not eagle moves. I took the bait. And let me tell you, it took me up on into what I would say a storm. And that's why I'm saying it. An eagle is a master of the wind. So yes, it got me. Yes, I took the bait. But here was what I was reflecting on today. It kind of killed the next 12 hours of my life too. But why I didn't post. I did an absolute rubbish episode. I couldn't function very well, and I wasn't proud of that, and I didn't want to give that to you guys, so I didn't post. This morning I realized from a different perspective that actually it was an hour and 42 minutes exactly that I was in this storm emotionally. And it wasn't a failure. Yes, I took the bait, but it wasn't a failure, because what I learned was that this time, it took me up, but I actually got to the top of that storm. And once I got to the top of that storm and I was looking at the carnage that had just been an hour and 42 minutes, I surrendered to that storm. I surrendered to the wind. And I realized what an amazing opportunity, because I was like, I'm done now. Like, I'm done. We're good. Whether this is an oppositional force, something nasty, right? It certainly is an oppositional force through a person. Not this girl. This girl knew this was an illusion. This was all an illusion. I could hear this broadcast of chaos and fear. I could hear it. Yeah, it got me. But here I was like, I'm up now. Here, I'm up in the storm now. But up here, I was able to catch a wind, and I just kind of let that wind just carry me down. So for the last 12 hours, I have been surrendered, really in a state of grace. Everything that I am a stickler about, including my dishes, which at this point in my rhythm, I love them. So to let all of that go there, because I knew that the wind did not want me addressing everything that was my usual. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm explaining it this way to you because it is not about always having consistency, every duck in a row. That's not mastery. Mastery is the storms will come, right? And we have to be able to ride it, whether you take the bait or not, whatever happens. Growth is a process, but I mean, ultimately, I'd love to get to the point where I could just speak to that storm and but that's not the part I'm in, and that's okay. The leadership quality that is released in these kind of tests is resilience. It's adaptability, right? It's turning pressure, criticism, and into change. And really, and I said this word to my girls last night, momentum. I could feel that, sign. I could feel that there was an option of, do I panic or do I lean into the momentum of this? And I chose to lean into the momentum. Okay, adaptability is the past. Let me just explain it like this. In the past, because I was still working on all my routines and rituals, if a storm came and knocked my routine out of place, I would not only be panicking about the storm, I would be panicking about losing control of my routine as well. Does that make sense? Because my routine was my backbone. But God does not want our routines becoming idols either, right? So this momentum of this chaos and this storm and riding up and then letting my routines go, that was success for me. But I would have panicked about that previously. Instead, I found a new gear. I was like, I'm the master of my routine. I decide, I'm in charge of that, right? Sovereignty. That was a blessing to find out, because emotionally, you know the difference. You know when control is still control in you. And you know when grace to let go is grace to let go. That was a blessing for me. I felt peace instead of panic, okay? I'm going to keep going. Eagles don't waste their energy flapping at everything. They conserve their strength and move with intention. This leadership quality is disciplined focus, knowing what to ignore, what to pursue, and when to act decisively. Perception is everything. Everything. Ugh. Okay. I feel like I wasted an hour and 42 minutes. I'm not going to lie to you, but that's an hour and 42 minutes. If I look, again, perception is everything. So what do leaders have to do? You have to strengthen your damn self, right? So, okay, if I were going to be strengthening myself after that, I would say, Autumn, that used to take you weeks, not weeks, maybe a week. That kind of a situation, a week to just regain emotional regularity. And then it took you 2 days, and then it took you a day, and then it took you 5 hours, and then we're down to an hour and 42 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have goals of that being a 15-minute situation. Okay, I'm so encouraged by it. All right, and I hope you are too. Okay, let's keep going. 2 more. Courageous solitude. The eagle is comfortable in the heights where few go. That is often lonely, and it is. It is lonely, and there is nobody to encourage you. I know. But the ability to encourage yourself means that if people like you, great, but it's not going to make or break you. What's developing in those moments is such a rare quality. Humanity lives and dies on the praises of other people, right? If in these painful moments, if we can think, I am building a resilience that whether people like me or don't like me, agree with me or don't agree with me, whatever, it's not going to make or break me because I bring my own strength. I bring my own encouragement, my own vision, right? And the courage that you develop in your spiritual muscles, in your emotional muscles, right? When you go through seasons like that, nobody can take that away. This is connected with your ability to make decisions that other people couldn't make. Because you cannot have a fear of man, need for affirmation, and make great decisions, right? It just doesn't happen like that. Every person you've ever heard who's built an amazing company or led themselves really well through life will tell you there are moments when nobody agrees with what you think you need to do or with this decision. Nobody can see what you see. And really this is connected as well with that vision, right? If you have the grace to see something that other people can't see, they definitely should not be making decisions for you, right? Whoever's got the highest perspective needs to inform the decision. So, point being, leadership quality of being able to stand alone is really what that is. Gold. Okay, finally, I don't know if you've heard about the eagle, but it will basically, at a point in its life, it will crack its own beak off because the beak it needs to be regenerated. And this is a very painful process, and you can go watch a YouTube on it or something if you want to see it. But it is an incredible demonstration of self-sacrifice unto the greater good. And the leadership quality here is transformation, continual transformation, continual upgrading of habits through releasing outdated methods, embracing painful pruning, and this creates long-term strength. The ability to let go on a masterful level, which is my goals personally, that nothing would have my loyalty over God, nothing. And knowing, and I say that knowing that God has everybody's best interest in mind. So having that kind of loyalty to perception and decision makings and letting go of things. It's not just letting go of things that are obviously terrible. It's letting go of things that are perceptively outdated. So it's realizing that you've come into a new quarter or a week, a month, whatever. Change can happen. That's the whole impact point, is that you as a leader, as an eagle, the eagle can precisely determine when the season has changed, and it has, and will move with that. And so I was looking at my calendar today and I was thinking, I can clearly see how the beginning of January and today, this week, has incurred a shift. I can see it, I can feel it. And life, when you've been through a lot, you don't necessarily want it to change, okay? But again, it's a constant facing that internal self. So I am not going to hold on to something just because it feels comfortable and I've got into a rhythm with it. The structure in our lives will remain the structure. My overall structure is my structure, but I can perceive that maybe this part of my day needs to move to here, or this, whatever. You get the point. It's not just letting go of something that's bad or a toxic relationship or a whatever. It's letting go of anything that's going to inhibit growth and abundance and change. And yeah, it's for a second, it might just, I don't think anybody ever stops being afraid or being like, or having that moment of self-doubt. I think we just get faster at making decisions. And I was saying this to my daughter. I said, she needed to make a decision about something. And I said, take all the time you want, but the hardest part of any decision is in actually making it. If you let that, and we know this, everybody knows this, that's the tormenting part, is going back and forth and back and forth. And I actually heard Tony Robbins on Jay Shetty said this the other day. It's just coming to mind, and it fits perfectly with this. He said something about just learning to make very good decisions and committing to decisions. He had a 3-step process, which I would love to share with you guys. I can't remember what it was, but you could go look him up too. But he basically said, you learn to economize your strength by making these decisions faster. And that resounds with me already, because I cannot afford to spend 2 days in emotional pain or doubt or whatever over something that should just take a minute or 2 minutes, right? It's like all rooted in fear and self-protection. And yes, I'm not saying that we do need to be wise and stuff, and some decisions take longer than that, but you guys get the point of what I'm saying. So that's my spiel for you today. I am not doing the Rebloom episode that I have not just prepared one. I actually had prepared the one that I thought I was going to present to you that would have come out at 8. And then I realized I needed to reorder those. So I had another one that I prepared for you that I was going to post. And then the last 12 hours, I felt that I was to surrender. So I didn't post either of those, but they are going to be the next 2 parts of the Rebloom series. And then we just have one more. And then I can't believe we're going to be finishing that up. But come check it out tomorrow with me. And I love you guys so much. Have a great day and catch the wind. I'm going to keep riding this wind out today because I'm feeling the grace. I actually will tell you this. I had a list of things to do, and I was like, this is with this surrender, this grace this morning. I was like, I'm probably not going to get, that's 6 things. Phone calls, emails, blah, 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 application, blah, blah. All done. And I have to put it down to grace. When we're actually in the wind, I think things happen just like supernaturally fast. This is awesome. So I'm going to go to my appointment and then have the rest of my day open and wonderful. And I can't wait to have the rest of this day. This is the only day we have that we know of. So let's make it great. All right. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.